I am perishing of deep grief in a strange land. In our today's reflection, we pick the theme, what kind of death, what kind of resurrection? The first reading, dear brethren, presents King Antiochus in Persia, filled with regret as he faces his death. A death he believes results from his desecration of the temple in Jerusalem. He fears not only physical death, but also spiritual death. Having destroyed the sacred ornaments of God's dwelling, his end is marked by grief, isolation, and the consequences of his sin. In the Gospel, we read Jesus Christ teaching the Sadducees about resurrection. Jesus is clarifying the distinction between physical and spiritual death. The Sadducees acknowledge physical death, that is the separation of the body and the soul, the same death whose sting we hear in the book of Tobit, chapter 7, verses 11. Jesus, however, reveals that physical death is a transition into new life for those who are meriting to see the glory of God. It ends our earthly toil and suffering and opens to us a transformed existence. Even Jesus himself experienced the physical death. Dear brethren, resurrection into the glory of God is a God's reward for a life lived in faithfulness. Unlike Antiochus, who did not honor God and his sanctuary, we receive the dignity of becoming God's sons of resurrection when we experience the spiritual death. Physical death can lead to resurrection, but spiritual death caused by sin and rejection of God brings ruin. The faithfulness of Abraham, of Isaac and Jacob shows that a life rooted in obedience and goodness leads to eternity. Today's readings remind us that believing in resurrection is not enough. We must live in a way that prepares us for that resurrection. We must kill within us all forms of sin, discrimination, disobedience, harmful attitudes, and any desecration of God's holy places or sacramentals. To rise with Jesus Christ, we must cultivate love, responsibility, forgiveness, reverence for creation, and respect for the church, God living temple. Inspired by the memorial of St. Cecilia, a virgin and a martyr, we are reminded that holiness is shaped not only by our talents, but also by our dedication, our purity, our reverence to the sacred. Above all, it is shaped by how we treat the people of God, the living temples of the Holy Spirit. We must examine how we care for our bodies, avoid actions that desecrate them, whether through adultery, masturbation, pornography, dirtiness, mutilation, contraception, abortion, or acts that undermine human dignity. Like St. Cecilia, we must ask, what kind of music do our lives dance to? Do they dance to a dirge, a ballad, or a hymn? Do our music uplift others and proclaim the promise of resurrection? May our lives become a Eucharistic song. Let us be children of resurrection. May we hold fast to the words of John Calvin that the power of Christ's resurrection is essential for believers over evil. And as we journey towards our eternal home, may we join St. Augustine in his solemn prayer by praying, O Lord, you made us for yourself, and our hearts remain restless until they rest in you.